This might be just one of the best gaming mice Vaxee has ever made. This is the brand new Vaxee NP-01S V3, and Vaxee has taken one of their most popular shapes and upgraded pretty much everything that matters. So in the box you have the mouse, the wireless receiver, the USB-C cable, and the essentials you need to get started. And honestly, this is something I love about Vaxee. They just focus on the product themselves rather than filling the box with things you're never going to use, and they also include some lovely skates. It's technically an asymmetrical right-handed design with a fairly narrow middle and a very supportive rear section. And for me, the shape works incredibly well for claw and fingertip style grips. There's enough support at the back of the mouse to keep your hand comfortable, but it doesn't feel like you're locked in to a particular grip. It's also a relatively compact mouse, so if you have smaller or medium-sized hands, this is definitely one to consider. The build quality is another area where Vaxee absolutely nails it. The shell feels incredibly solid, there's no creaking, no obvious flex, and everything feels really well put together. The coating is matte and has a subtle texture to it, which really gives you a secure grip without feeling overly rough. And at just 57 grams, this is also light enough to make those big flicks and tracking movements feel effortless. Then we get to the clicks. This mouse uses mechanical switches rather than optical, and personally, I really like it. They're tactical, responsive, and have a really satisfying click to them. There's a good amount of feedback without the clicks feeling overly heavy. For competitive FPS games, these feel fantastic. The side buttons are positioned nicely and are easy to reach without accidentally hitting them. And the scroll wheel has also been redefined, and I really like the balance here. It's tactile enough that you feel each step while still being able to scroll quickly. Let's get into the biggest upgrade with the V3, and that's the sensor. Vaxee has moved its custom Core 1 sensor designed around what the company calls more true-to-hand tracking experience. Basically, the goal is to make the cursor movement feel as natural and directed and connected to the hand as possible. And I think they've achieved this, as in-game tracking feels incredibly smooth and responsive, whether you're making tiny adjustments or throwing the mouse across the pad for a big flick. Nothing feels unpredictable. Plus, it has 8K polling, so it supports rates up to 8000 Hz, which means you're just going to have a tiny little bit more of an advantage. One of my favourite changes is this new wireless dongle. You can switch between profiles and adjust the polling rates with these buttons. It's quite hefty, so you're not going to knock it over, and it looks incredible on your desk, and it's the same quality, that high quality that the mouse comes in. One of the biggest changes for Vaxee fans is the move towards web-based drivers. Historically, Vaxee mice have been pretty much driverless, with most settings controlled directly via the mouse. But the V3 gives you a much easier way to configure everything. You can adjust things like DPI, polling rate, and other performance settings without having to install a massive piece of software running on your background of your PC. And honestly, I really love this approach. It performs really well in game. The combination of the shape, the weight, and the responsive clicks. Flicks feel quick, tracking feels smooth, and the micro adjustments feel really controlled. And it doesn't get in the way, and I think that makes a great way for a really great gaming mouse. So who should actually buy this mouse? If you're a first-person shooter player who prefers claw or fingertip grips or a more controlled grip, this is definitely one to consider, although the price point is pretty high, which I don't love. If you've used the previous version of this mouse, it's basically everything you already liked with a serious upgrade. But if you prefer a larger mouse and a bit more palm support, this might not actually be for you.